right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Police response. Tonight, more questions after newly released video shows the seconds before an officer crashed into a South City bar.
Incidents like this only further perpetuates the breakdown of that trust.
The demands they release body cam footage.
Rain may impact your holiday plans or travel as we head into the weekend. The Weather First team is tracking those rain chances as you make your plans.
Our top story, firehouse crimes.
And the individuals got out of the car and did what they do.
First responders fall victim while on the clock. Tonight, the search for the thieves. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike has the night off. All year, car break-ins have been an ongoing problem in the city of St. Louis. And overnight, vandals hit not one, but two fire stations on the south side. New tonight, 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend joins us live from Engine House 35 on the Hill. Robert.
Kelly, the vandals broke into several firefighters' cars here at this station. Tonight, the bold criminals are still somewhere out there. In a flash, in the thick of the night, early Wednesday.
The individuals got out of the car and did what they do.
Investigators say surveillance video shows vandals first pulled up in a car in an alley behind Engine House 31 near Chippewa and Donovan in South St. Louis. They then smashed the windows on two emergency responders' cars. It's the second time in recent weeks someone broke into cars at the fire station, which is not gated.
The range of emotions that go through the minds, obviously.
A frustrating crime for one firefighter at this engine house. His truck hit twice.
Cost $300 to replace the first window. Now that's another $300.
Also overnight, similar car break-ins at Engine House 35 at Arsenal and Sublet on the Hill. Investigators say the culprits dashed through an opened gate and busted out the windows on 6 cars that belonged to firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs.
And it was secured, but there was relief time or before relief time, so the firefighter came down and opened the gate. And so the individuals, it was really a crime of opportunity because the gate was open and it was otherwise locked.
It's unclear what the vandals may have stolen from the cars or if they rummaged through all of the vehicles. Nonetheless, the city's emergency responders now face unexpected hits in their pockets days before Christmas.
That takes a dent. And these firefighters thought that they were going to do this or that for their families, and hopefully they're still able to accomplish that.
Police haven't told us how many people committed the car break-ins. Detectives are now closely looking at every inch of that surveillance video, hoping it will help them catch them. Live in South City, Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, for the first time, St. Louis police are responding to questions about what led a police cruiser to crash into a South City bar early Monday morning. Newly released surveillance video from the attorney representing the owners of Bar PM shows the SUV running a red light shortly before the crash. Black box data from the vehicle shows the officers were driving just under 40 miles per hour before hitting the building. The department says the two officers did not undergo toxicology tests because there was no reason to suspect they were under the influence.
In the officer's official statement to the scene commander, he admits to getting distracted while driving as he was attempting to change his in-car radio.
The crash and the arrest of the bar's owner has damaged what some call an already fragile relationship between law enforcement and the LGBTQ+ community. Laura Barcheski talked with a leader in that community about what needs to happen now. Laura.
Kelly, the chair of the mayor's LGBTQ+ advisory board, says this tough relationship with law enforcement didn't happen overnight, and this scary incident has highlighted the need for more training for all city departments. Jordan Braxton, chair of the mayor's LGBTQ+ advisory board, says across the country, the relationship between the LGBTQ+ community and law enforcement has been broken for decades.
There's always been this history of problems between trans people and police, queer people and police. Then we all know Stonewall, what happened there. Then we move forward where there's been some brutality and even some murders here in St. Louis of a trans woman. So, but strides have been made to try to work through that.
She says Pride St. Louis and the board have made progress with diversity and inclusion training for city departments and even a liaison in the St. Louis Police Department.
The training's focused on, first of all, the definitions of what everything is. Then we focused on, they also already have on the books, we looked at policies and procedures, they already have on the books of how you interact when you come in contact with someone in the queer community.
But when a police vehicle crashed into Bar PM, an LGBTQ+ bar, Robert Fisher with Promo says the crash itself and the confrontation between officers and the bar's owners fractured an already fragile relationship.
For those that already didn't trust them, they distrust them even more because there's no information coming out. And for people that had hope, this can, start whittling away at that hope.
Braxton says to some, this may look like your average South City bar, but to the LGBTQ+ community, it's more.
Our bars here are our sanctuaries, and there go where we go and we just get to let our guard down and breathe and exhale and just be ourselves. And when you have things like this happen, especially against someone that's viewed as the oppressor, then you think, oh God, here we go again. So again, we're just trying to let the process play out, let all the evidence show, and then go from there.
Braxton says that she is working on more additional diversity and inclusion training for all city officials as well as first responders. And she said Police Chief Tracy as well as Fire Chief Jenkerson are on board with additional training for their departments. Reporting live from downtown, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
A robbery this afternoon in Nurse City turned into a lengthy car chase. It ended in Berkeley near I-170 and Airport Road. Police say the suspect robbed someone at gunpoint around 2:45. And then 20 minutes later, officers saw the suspect's car on Interstate 70 and followed it. Eventually, the suspect lost control and hit a light pole. Police chased them down, took them into custody, and then to a hospital for injuries from crashing into that pole. Before you make your New Year's Eve plans, watch out for an event that was publicized in Soulard that was never happening. Bar owners say someone is selling all-inclusive pub crawl tickets without their permission. The party was listed on Eventbrite for $40 a ticket. Of the 7 bars listed, we confirmed 4 were posted without the owner's permission.
Kind of frustrating when your name's thrown out there on an event that's, I don't know, seems kind of shady. It shouldn't have been up in the first place. You put someone's name on the line, they're not even a part of the pub crawl.
An Eventbrite spokesperson says they take inauthentic content seriously. The pub crawl has been taken off the site. The website will be in contact with anyone who bought tickets to the event. A handful of explicit books in St. Charles libraries are now off the shelves. In September, the library board meeting included residents who were furious that there were books that contained explicit photos. At last night's library board of trustees meeting, they announced those books will be relocated to off-site storage. While they may be off the shelves, patrons can still check them out by request. It just launched in February, and already Missouri's recreational marijuana industry is a near billion-dollar industry. Looking ahead to next year, it's projected to be successful. That's according to Missouri Cannabis Trade Association. But there are still growing pains within the industry. Cannabis businesses operate under an exceedingly high effective tax rate compared to others. New tonight, an unexpected gift for students as they wrapped up the school day at 2 St. Louis Catholic high schools. A husband and wife donated $250 to every single student at Cardinal Ritter and St. Mary's Southside. 5 on your sides, Brent Solomon is here to explain how it happened, Brent.
What more can I do? That's the question the donor says he asks himself when he wakes up every day. This week, the answer came to him. Bless every single student at 2 different St. Louis schools just days before Christmas. As these St. Mary's students gather outside their lockers, you can soon see their sheer joy when they hear a special announcement.
And a Christmas present, $250.
The roof blew off the building. You heard throughout the building the biggest roar I've ever heard. They were dancing, they were singing, there were tears, there was laughter, there was high fives, there was hugs.
That's because this man, Rudy Rosling, and his wife Judy made it their mission to gift $250 to every student at St. Mary's and at Cardinal Ritter Wednesday.
I was able to help hand out the money and hand it to them and wish them a Merry Christmas.
At St. Mary's, the money came in the form of gift cards.
As any teenager, they were just giddy to have $250 that was their own. A few of them even said, I'm going to save it because I'm saving for a car.
One of the young men said, oh, this is going to so help my mom.
Over at Cardinal Ritter, the donor gave the students cold hard cash. Here you can see the reaction on their faces. Along with the cash, they got this note saying, be humble, be hungry, be happy. Passing on our blessings brings me happiness and joy that money can't.
He told me, he said, please tell them they could take the whole $250 and go buy a really nice pair of shoes if they want to go do that. He said, but tell them to consider to take part of that money and use it to pay it forward. I've been in education for over 35 years, and I've never been a part of something like what went on today at St.
How about that? All right, let's do the math here. Cardinal Ritter has about 450 students. St. Mary's has 225. Multiply that total by $250 a piece, and you'll see, Kelly, that the donor made a $170,000 investment just for the students.
Oh boy, what a blessing to those students. It will be interesting though to see
how they spend it.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, but you could just see the smiles and the joy on their faces.
Yes, they were so happy.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Brent. The people have spoken.
I'm getting real sick and tired of getting a new email every 2 to 3 business days about one of these streaming platforms raising their prices.
The streaming competitors now joining forces to cut you a deal. Tainted applesauce. Tonight, the growing number of cases, including here in Missouri, after children consumed a lead-filled snack.
It's looking soggy early Christmas morning, courtesy of this system that's pushing into California right now. How much rain we expect to see, and if temperatures trend down.
Tonight, the Trump campaign is vowing a fight in the U.S. Supreme Court. This after Colorado's Supreme Court disqualified the former president from the state's 2024 primary ballot because of his role in the January 6th Capitol attack. The court cited the 14th Amendment, which says anyone who engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the U.S. cannot hold office. Missouri's Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft says the Colorado ruling doesn't affect Missouri voters.
My concern is that such a pronouncement in Colorado causes confusion regarding the presidential nominating process and the general election that we will have next year. And I don't like that. If President Trump is elected in the caucus that we'll be having the first week of March, then he will appear on the general election ballot in Missouri.
Trump's legal team has until January 4th to file an appeal against Colorado's ruling. Colorado's Republican presidential primary is March 5th. Tonight, 5 Missouri children have lead poisoning after consuming cinnamon applesauce packets. Missouri is one of 6 states with reported cases, totaling at least 69. The applesauce was sold under Schnucks, Wanabana, and Weiss brands. In test samples, the FDA found lead levels more than 2,000 times higher than proposed standards. If you want to watch the hottest shows out there, you would actually need to subscribe to several streaming services. The average person pays for 3 a month. But as Michelle Lee explains in tonight's Making Ends Meet, customers have had it, and now there are some solutions from unlikely places.
It's clear most of us pay for several streaming services at once. The average person pays for 3 services a month, but 1 in 10 of us have more than 5.
Can you hear me now?
Verizon is offering a new bundle just in time for the holidays that saves roughly 40% on 2 services, Netflix and Max.
You can get Netflix and Max for $10 a month, which is much lower than the monthly payment that you would get if you were streaming these separately.
And to top it off, Verizon already has a Disney bundle, meaning that you can get 5 streaming services now for just $20. It's part of the latest streaming wars as competitors work together after customers revolt online.
I'm getting real sick and tired of getting a new email every 2 to 3 business days about one of these streaming platforms raising their prices.
This fall, Apple even faced backlash after raising its prices by $3 a month. Customers complained there wasn't enough content to justify that price hike.
And then this is our Hoopla app. With our Hoopla app, you can access movies, TV shows, audiobooks, ebooks, and even comic books and graphic novels.
But if you really want to save, libraries offer so much content for free. If you like books and audiobooks, use the app Libby. Hoopla gives you free movies.
You'll find some newer titles, probably not your brand new release movies on there, but you will find newer and older movies and television shows.
And if you're trying to ditch Spotify or Apple Music, try the app Freegal. It's free with your St. Louis Public Library card.
And with that one, you can stream up to 8 hours of music for free per day with your library card, and you can also download up to 5 free songs per week. And when you download those, they're your songs to keep.
As streaming becomes just as costly as cable and customers grow fatigued of paying for it, know that there are also more options to save.
It gives our customers a chance to really sit down and do the math. Like, how much am I really spending on subscriptions, on streaming services? And through our partnership with these different services, customers can save quite a bit.
For Making Ends Meet, Michelle Lee, 5 on your side.
Oh, so many options. Well, tomorrow is expected to be one of TSA's busiest days of the year. Most flights are near or at capacity between now and New Year's. And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says 2023 has seen the lowest commercial flight cancellation rates in the last 5 years. If Thanksgiving's busy travel days are any indication for what to expect this weekend, experts say travelers are in for a smooth ride. And on the road, AAA expects nearly 104 million travelers during this holiday stretch. This is the second highest end-of-the-year holiday travel forecast since Auto Club started tracking it in 2000. 2019 is the busiest travel period on record, but the number of people traveling by bus or train is expected to surpass 2019. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with the Weather First forecast. It's going to be a rainy one, Scott.
Yeah, we're going to get some periods of rain here over the next few days, and that's going to impact travel. That's going to be the big thing that slows air traffic down potentially, is what happens with the weather systems moving across the country. Right now, it doesn't look like it's too bad for the next couple of days. Certainly the road's settling down tonight, 55 in Arnold. You basically are looking at that late night travel, which there aren't as many cars on the road, but the next few days, a lot of folks hitting the roads. Low 40s in the Metro East, mid to upper 40s going west of St. Louis. That's because the clouds have been thickening across the region. And we also have a little bit of a breeze out of the south. Still 48 degrees at Lambert right now. 55 was the high, 35 for the low. Tonight, by tomorrow morning, we drop into the upper 30s, around 40. We're keeping the clouds overnight. We will stay dry tonight. We'll stay dry for most of tomorrow, too. This is the system coming ashore in California right now. Showers and thunderstorms, some pretty good rain there in California. That's our system for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. The one we're dealing with for tomorrow night and into Friday is the one coming out of New Mexico right now. Way out ahead of that, this is just cloud cover that's streaking overhead, and that's basically what we'll look at across most of the bi-state region tomorrow. If you're traveling tomorrow, west and northwest of St. Louis, there might be a few showers, but the more widespread rain is still well to our west, and we're well into the 50s for highs. That rain will pick up on Friday, and the rainfall amounts for us will tend to be in that 1/10 to a quarter, a third of an inch range. So here's our forecast going into Thursday evening. A spot shower here or there. We go into early on Friday, more widespread rain pushing in across the region, sticking with us for Friday morning through lunchtime, and then thinning out later in the day. Saturday is a mostly dry day across the bi-state area, but it's not going to be bright. Plenty of clouds around. It is warm though. Low 60s for highs. Then that system from California will be making its way closer to us as we head into Sunday. Some indication that this may wait, the rain may wait until sunset Sunday, but we definitely, as we go into Christmas Eve, late night, and in through Christmas Day, have that rain spreading across the region. Timing on this system may change just a little bit, but one thing's for sure, for us, it's all rain. The closest snow is well to our north and west, and that snow is not headed in our direction in any way, shape, or form. In fact, temperatures for the next 10 days, all of these numbers are above average, and not just a little bit above average, Kelly. I mean, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's way above average.
Right around 60 degrees, and the average high is in the low 40s. Huge numbers there.
I like how you're making it clear. Under no circumstances will we have snow.
No, absolutely not.
All right, thanks, Scott. Sports is next.
Another National Signing Day is in the books. It was an impressive one for our city and the University of Missouri. We'll break it all down after the break.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
Until that player's name is on the dotted line, anything can happen in college football recruiting. Today, the pen hit the paper for high school kids all over the area, and dreams came true. Here's a recap of National Signing Day 2023 in St. Louis. It's no secret that our town has some of the best high school athletic talent in the country. And National Signing Day is a perfect time to flex some of those muscles. So let's hit the map and check out some of the notable signing days around town. We'll start on the east side. Another big day for Coach Sunken and company with 7 signees. They're heading to Lindenwood, Purdue, Northern Illinois, and Central Michigan. QB Robert Pops Battle is one of those new Lindenwood Lions.
They just became D1, so I feel like I can set history, set my mark early, and have people follow the trend to come into Lindenwood with me.
The two most talked about STL recruits are wideouts. Some rumors in tense hours this morning, but 5-star Ryan Wingo from SLU is still Texas-bound. It was a different tune for 4-star Jeremiah McClellan over at CBC. He had been committed to Ohio State, but flipped to Oregon today while signing alongside Bryce Parson and Dorian DeBose.
It was stressful. It was really stressful. Last night, I'll probably say, is when I found out. I'll probably just say like the relationship I had with Coach Lanning and Coach Adams, I trusted them.
The state champs at Cardinal Ritter had a pair of signings, including QB Antoine McKay to Western Illinois.
I love this school to death, like not gonna lie. Like from me being here from the first moment I came, everybody believed in me and I felt at home.
DeSmet always has a talented class. Caleb Redd to Kentucky and Michael Phillips to Indiana State signed today. And John Merritt's program just keeps chugging along.
Their ability to show up and have that Spartan work ethic, they're going to work through everything.
Out west, we saw a pair of Mizzou-bound stars. Washington lineman Ryan Justice and Francis Howell's Jude James are the local Tigers in this class. James will be the 6th Viking on the Mizzou roster. And the wide receiver and defensive back cannot wait to get going.
It's obviously a dream opportunity for me to stay home and play for my home state, and just excited to get things rolling.
It was also a special day at Westminster Christian Academy. 4-star edge rusher Joseph Anderson is joining the dominant Iowa defense.
I chose Iowa because I really felt comfortable there. I feel like they're going to develop me the best there.
And those were just the signings we were able to get to today. Congrats to all the St. Louis area athletes taking their talents to the next level. Jude James wasn't the only big name to sign with Mizzou today. Eli Drinkwitz cleaned up with a top 25 recruiting class. Drink landed Arkansas's top senior 4-star wideout Courtney Crutchfield. And 4-star Texas running back Kawan Lacey is also on board to compete for Cody Schrader's soon-to-be vacated spot in the backfield. The jewel of the class was 5-star defensive lineman from Kansas City and arguably the best defensive high schooler in the country, Williams Waneri, and it took a ton of hard work to pull off this class.
That combined with the results of the season, combined with the accolades that our team has received, the Cody Schraders, the All-Americans, Luther Burdens, Chris Abrams-Drain, Javon Foster, Darius Robinson, all those guys getting postseason awards, I think has really created positive momentum for us.
SLU Hoops trying to follow up their wild win over the weekend, taking on the Fightin' Scott Connells of NC State tonight. Brett Azawaro picked up where he left off last game, a force in the paint, tough and one, followed by that monstrous dunk. Azawaro led the way for the Bills with 18 points and 9 rebounds. This was close until about 12 minutes left, and then NC State decided to go crazy from 3. Wolfpack made 9 threes in the game. SLU made 1. NC State wins 82-70. I love signing day. Dreams coming true. Everybody's family, friends.
I know. It is good seeing them
awesome
and the family
moments.
and the parents so happy.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Corey. It is a venue for concerts, Broadway shows, and now wrestling. The other sports Stiefel Theater could host in the future. A new Chipotle opens tomorrow on Rock Hill. It's the chain of casual Mexican restaurants' first location in that community. The store on Manchester used to be a Lion's Choice. You can grab a burrito bowl for yourself daily from 10:45 a.m. to 10 p.m. Steeple Theater is about to host its first sporting event. Tomorrow, Mizzou and Illinois wrestlers will take center stage. St. Louis's Sports Commission says between the wrestling match on Thursday and then the bragging rights basketball game Friday, it's going to be a busy weekend.
Well, it's going to be a fun Thursday, Friday this week, right? So anytime you get 3,000 people on a Thursday night and then another 17,000 people the next night, downtown St. Louis, Market Street's going to be kind of going like crazy.
Steeple's VP and general manager tells our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal he hopes the theater will host future wrestling tournaments, cheer competitions, and even MMA events. And look at this. Some of this year's best Christmas gifts are wrapped nice and cozy tonight at St. Luke's Hospital. These sweet babies made their entrances into the world just before the holidays. Congratulations to all the growing families. They are precious.
Yes, they are.
Thanks so much for joining us at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis starting at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.